I'm going to explain exactly why we're not getting a new Warzone map, instead getting an 80s refresh with a fresh coat of paint to the existing Verdansk, and we probably won't see a new map for quite some time. Let's get it. So the reason we're not going to be getting a brand new Warzone map, instead we're going to be giving a facelift or an 80s refresh to the existing Verdansk map, is a combination of two things. A lack of expectations of the success of the Warzone BR on the part of Activision Blizzard, and then also a lack of resources, time, and manpower when it comes to Raven Studios. So when you combine these two facts, that Activision Blizzard had absolutely no inkling, no idea that their BR would literally explode onto the scene, similar to Apex Legends, which launched with virtually no advertising, virtually no hype, just popped up on the scene and is now one of the most played and most popular, most well-renowned BRs, and Warzone is no different. Warzone jumped on the scene, well succeeding Blackout, which was the current or previous battle royale that we had in Call of Duty, and this comes down to a couple factors. For one, the map is a lot larger. If we look over here, this is Verdansk. I'm sure you guys know it like the back of your schmeckle over here. These are all the points of interest that I'm sure you guys have dropped into dozens, if not hundreds, or even thousands of times, considering this is the map that we've had since launch, since March of 2020. Now, this is the size of the Blackout map. This is Verdansk. The Call of Duty Blackout BR was 2.6 kilometers, which is pretty small. Verdansk is 9 kilometers, which is 3.5 times bigger, which of course is how we're able to host lobbies with 150 players dropping in. We were actually supposed to get another BR game, not Warzone, but a standalone BR game called Blackout 2 that was basically attached to Cold War as a dedicated BR, and we were supposed to get a map called the Ural Mountains right here. Then when that BR was not released, the speculation in the Call of Duty community and the community was that we were going to be getting the Ural Mountains patched into Warzone. There's some problems with that I'm going to bring up in just a minute, why there is a huge lack of time, energy, and resources, Raven Software, that cannot fulfill that order. So what they're giving us, the 22nd of this month, April 22nd, is what they can fees and manage with the manpower they have, and that is a slightly modified Verdansk with points of interest from the Black Ops Cold War lore and story mode dropped into Verdansk, but it's still the same game engine, the same physics engine, all that other good stuff, and basically it's still Verdansk. It's still the exact same sandbox size. But the Ural Mountains was supposed to be substantially larger. I don't have an exact kilometers, but you can just imagine it's going to be a big thick boy, and that was going to be able to host 250 players. So 100 more than the Verdansk map, which would be huge matches. They would probably last quite some time, unlike me, if you know what I mean. But instead, we're getting that 1980s Verdansk makeover. Now, I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the video, but anytime I cover any kind of news, leaks, or even solidified gaming news in the community or industry, I always cite my sources down there in the description below if you want to read the articles in their entirety to educate yourself and also to solidify and provide a little proof in the pudding of my videos. So this is supposed to be the Ural maps right here. It's a terrible quality photo. I know it was taken on like a baked potato or somebody's hairy knuckles or something, but as you can see, it is a very large map. This comes from Nanikos a few days ago. This is the cut Ural map, not the one that's coming on the 22nd to Warzone. Whoops, I don't need your Twitter there, big dog. But if you take a deep gander at this, you're going to see it has a Blackout hub on HUD or heads-up display on the top, and also there are insiders that were working on the Ural Mountains map, developers on the inside, that said, yes, this game was never meant to be in Warzone. This was actually going to be in a separate BR called Blackout 2, which is also mentioned right here, stems from a canceled version of Blackout 2. Although people thought, it had been hinted around, rumored extensively that the Ural Mountains was going to be Warzone's follow-up map to Verdansk. So since Activision Blizzard, which is the releasing house, the producer, not the developer crews, that's Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch, but they're all under the umbrella of Activision Blizzard, and the executives, the top brass over there, as I like to call them, Bobby Kotick and the boys, they obviously want to release a Call of Duty title, a full standalone title, once per year, a game a year, which obviously has proven to have issues. The quality control's not there, and the last couple titles haven't really been great. Yeah, they've been selling fantastically, but if you ask the general community, long-term fans of the franchise and series, people are not satisfied. It's like that chick you pick up when the bar is closing. It's not your primary choice. Yeah, you'll take it, you'll have a good time, You're gonna enjoy it, but it's not what you wanted. It's not your preference. You'd like something that's an absolute banger, and it's not really what we're getting here with the last few titles. You know, Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War is bar grunge, some grundle, as I like to call it. And since Activision Blizzard wants to make all these quarterly sales numbers and whatnot, they want to stick to this annual release cycle. Not to mention, they want to pump support into Warzone, as it is the most successful part of the Call of Duty franchise right now. Over zombies, over traditional 6v6 multiplayer, which is what built the franchise. You know, that's what traditionally you think of Call of Duty. You think of high-speed multiplayer 6v6 team deathmatches or free-for-alls where you die, you spawn back in, you die, you spawn back in, you're unlocking kill streaks and whatnot. That's not what Call of Duty's about anymore. It's about the BR. And, you know, it just is what it is. That's how the franchise has kind of evolved. And unfortunately, the campaign, zombies, and multiplayer, traditional multiplayer, have kind of been put on the back burner because of Warzone's success. But because they still want to release these games once a year, they took Raven Software, which is the smallest developer house, the smallest support studio, and threw them onto Warzone. So they're solely in charge of keeping Warzone up and running, up to date with updates and refreshes and whatnot. But that's a pretty poor decision because, like I said, Warzone is the backbone, not to mention the shining star of the Call of Duty franchise, whether we like it or not. And they take the smallest developer house. Raven Software has 239 employees, which is substantially less than Treyarch, Infinity Ward, even Sledgehammer Games. Not to mention, they are strictly a support studio. They have never produced they've never produced or quarterbacked as a dev team their own standalone project. The Blackout 2 Ural Mountains map, which everyone thought was going to be the next Verdansk, or the next map for Warzone to replace Verdansk, that is based off the Black Ops. That is based off the Black Ops engine, not the Modern Warfare or Infinity Ward engine, which is completely different. It uses different assets, physics, shaders, textures, basically everything under the development umbrella that you can think of. Meaning that a port of this massive map just isn't feasible for a crew of 239 employees, a lot of which are probably working remotely. They might as well just design the map from the ground up. It would be about the same legwork that they're going to have to do to port it over to the Warzone engine. But what Raven Software is able to do is give us an updated map, an updated version, slightly tweaked version of Verdansk on April 22nd. So in a few weeks here. And that's better than nothing by far. But again, we've been on the Verdansk map since March of 2020. And this could have been mitigated, you know, if Activision Blizzard had some kind of a crystal ball they could have polished up. You know, Bobby Kotick had a little magic 8-ball in his pocket or something, or shoved up his keister that he could have shooken up and smelled it and been like, this game is going to be a hit. And they could have seen the future success of this new BR. Then they could have brought in an additional studio, say for example, Sledgehammer Games, which I know wouldn't work out right now because Sledgehammer Games is quarterbacking or being the primary developer on the 2021 Call of Duty game coming out, which is based in World War II. I have covered that in previous videos, but we're getting another full Call of Duty title in 2021 this year. They could have pulled resources to Warzone to work on bringing the Ural map, whether it be, like I said, doing a full conversion or port from the Black Ops engine to the Modern Warfare engine, or if it was just building a new map from the ground up. So this all comes down to a lack of expectations as to the success of this Battle Royale from Activision Blizzard, and then throwing on their smallest studio to work on their biggest aspect of the franchise. And that is why we're getting a remastered map and not a brand new map.
Not bad.
Now what they need to do is drop a brand new map and then keep Verdansk, because it's a goddamn good map, and have it on a rotation like they do with Apex Legends, where they have 3 maps including their original, you know? Like every hour it switches from Kings Canyon to Colossus. So all this comes down to a lack of anticipation over the success of the Warzone BR on the part of Activision Blizzard, and then them sicking Raven Software, the smallest support studio, on the biggest aspect of their franchise. And a lot of this roots back to the problem the core problem of them wanting to stay on an annual release cycle for for the franchise, for Call of Duty, which does not work. They cannot keep up with quality control. Yeah, they're still making great sales. If that's all you're looking at, yeah, they're still selling games. You know why? Because Call of Duty fans are loyal. It doesn't matter if you serve us a sack of crap in a box. We're going to bust out a fork and take a nibble. Why? Because we're Call of Duty fans. And especially because a lot of people, like myself, do YouTube or stream. So you'd be a damned fool not to play a game that's going to get views because people want to watch the newest Call of Duty game. But even if you're just a casual player, you're not a streamer or anything, you probably grew up playing COD, as it is one of the largest, if not the largest, FPS franchises. I guess you could say Battlefield's up there, but is it though? Is it though?
I still love you.
People are going to buy it no matter what. So, I mean, if you just ask around the community, look at some of the COD forums and whatnot, ask the general COD player how they feel, where they would rank Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare 2019 reboot on like a tier list of all the COD titles all the way back to like Call of Duty 3. I think that is going to do it, guys. If you found this video entertaining or informative, shoving a thumb right to the knuckle, right up the YouTube prostate, kind of tickles the algorithm, i.e. liking this video helps it to get seen by more people, which in turn helps me grow my little channel. And it is a grower, not a shower, and it is growing quite thick, and I appreciate that, boys. I really genuinely do. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover a lot of news in the gaming community and industry, as well as tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing. And I also stream on this channel. So if any of that tickles your fancy, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, finger guns there.